it as LeBron runs over Scottie Pippen, and they call a blocking foul. But this is just, I think, the impeding the progress foul here. Just can't always be standing in front of a player. Freedom of movement is very...
Bro, what are y'all talking about? That's a complete shoulder. Complete shoulder.
Very important in certain scenarios. They rule there that Scottie Pippen Jr. didn't give freedom of movement as LeBron comes down.
Wow. This is the NBA we live in, y'all. I appreciate everybody who be watching these videos, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into this one, dude. You know what? Before I even get into this video, I got to say something real quick, dude. I watch all my comments, man, and I appreciate all of them. I don't give a damn if they're good or bad. What I noticed, though, about a lot of these comments is that there's a lot of LeBron fans in here, and they try to talk like, oh, you're a hater of LeBron, right? They like to say, how can you hate on a grown-ass man, right? LeBron James, you're hating on his 2020 ring. A chip is a chip. You're sitting here, you're making stuff up. You wake up every morning and hate on somebody who get more money than you. Blah, 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 blah. The same bullshit BS that you always hear from LeBron fans who want to defend their queen. Let me just tell y'all this, bro. Aren't y'all just the pot calling the kettle black? I mean, let's be for real. Most of you guys have to realize that if you're going to sit here and say that we just constantly hate on LeBron and a ring is a ring, if that's the case, then you're only making your case worse. Because last I checked, LeBron lost 6 potential rings, right? He lost against the San Antonio Spurs. What do you guys say about that? Oh, he was young. His team was trash. That's what you guys say, right? So you want to sit here and tell me I'm hating on another man. You just hated on an entire roster by saying that his team from 2007 was all garbage. Every single person on that roster was a man. Am I right? You just hated on 14 different individuals by saying that they all sucked, even though they were good enough to make it to the finals, the NBA finals, but somehow they weren't good enough, right? What about the 2 rings he lost to Kevin Durant? You guys always say, Kevin Durant went to a super team. Oh, he bowed out and went to a team that he lost to. That's hate. According to your book, that's hate, right? Hello, is this thing on? Oh, you guys don't look at it like that because it's your queen, right? When it's against your queen, it's hate. When it's against anybody else in the league, it's what? Constructive criticism? What are you guys calling it? What about the fact that he forced the trade to get Russell Westbrook here? And this has been long since been documented. We all know LeBron James wanted Westbrook there. He therefore forced the GM to make the trade, right? All you guys did was crap on Westbrook his entire tenure. Russell Westbrook lowlights of him bricking it off the side of the backboard. The funny thing about it is LeBron is just as bad, if not worse, than Russell Westbrook from shooting. We never see lowlights. You only see small channels who can post those. But you guys hated on that man. You guys hated on Russell Westbrook. Where's the energy? Where's that energy that y'all like to bring to my comment section? Huh? Hello? Weren't you guys pooping on Westbrook? Ain't he trash? Wasn't he the reason why we didn't make the playoffs that year? Etc., etc. In every single way, if you're going to sit here and say, we hate on LeBron James, right? You guys hate on every single other player that LeBron has ever played with, or that LeBron has ever lost to, or that we say is better than LeBron, like Michael Jordan. You guys constantly find ways to say Michael Jordan didn't play anybody good. Everybody, Michael Jordan won 6 championships, and you guys will sit here and say everybody he played was garbage. Magic was old. Don't know how when he won the MVP that year, right? You guys will sit here and say Charles Barkley was trash. Don't know how when he was clearly like the second best player in the league. Gary Payton. You know how many times I done heard about Gary Payton and people breaking down the legacy of Gary Payton and Sean Kemp? When Gary Payton is like basically one of the best defensive guards of all time. One of the best guards of all time. Hate. Karl Malone. You guys talk trash about Karl Malone all the time. All the time. And then you guys have the nerve to go clickety clack in somebody else's comment section to say, oh, you hating on a grown ass man. That's a grown ass man. How you gonna sit here and hate on a grown ass man? What? Bro, ain't you the same dude who says Kevin Love was ass? That's the reason why they couldn't get the job done. Why in 4 years LeBron only won once and lost 3 times. Ain't you the same dude? Kevin Love. Chris Bosh is overrated. That's what you hear. That's what y'all say. To defend LeBron. Why do you guys say it? To defend your queen. You're willing to hate on every single man who's ever been around LeBron James, been in his area. J.R. Smith. I heard y'all call him I don't even want to say the R word, Smith. Because I want to keep this video monetized, but you guys are the same ones. J.R. Smith's meltdown. Even though they had overtime to come back, you guys ridicule, criticize. You guys are the same ones who sent death threats to Danny Green when he had a bad night in the playoffs. Y'all sent death threats to him and Russell Westbrook. Yes, you Queen James fans. What are you Are you guys drinking toilet water or something? Because something's wrong. You must be drinking your water out the toilet. That's what must be what's going on here. I don't get it. How can you sit here, hate on so many different other individuals, so many different men, so many great legends, some of them even Hall of Famers. Dog. And y'all will sit here and throw so much hate. But the moment somebody criticizes your queen, you guys try to comfort her character. You try to sit here and say, how can a grown man hate on his money? Who's hating on LeBron James's money? What? Who brings up how much money LeBron makes? Who's counting his pockets on that level? Oh, I wish I was him. Is that what y'all trying to get out of somebody? That's what you guys think. You guys think that because we criticize LeBron, we wish we was him, huh? Is that what this is? We wish we was him? No, not that we can just call what we see. I can't even sit here and tell you I'm a LeBron James hater. I just see what he does on the basketball court, and it's a net negative. I'm calling out what I see. Bad production from a bad player who's been historically bad. The difference is the media has been lying. I tell you guys all the time, what do we do on this channel? We expose the liars in the mainstream media. We're calling out the nonsense. I don't like being lied to. I'm not sitting here spouting out lies about LeBron. You have the data here. We're showing you LeBron. This is him. Compare that to any other great, it doesn't compare. That's the truth. It doesn't compare, bruh. Sorry. I'm sorry that hurts your feelings. I'm sorry you can't understand it because your brain ain't built that way. I'm sorry you can't process it because you got issues where you can't process the reality of what's real. Like I tell y'all all the time, to me, a big majority of it is mama's boy issues, bro. Lack of fathers in the house. But when it comes to you guys calling somebody out for hate, don't ever do that again. Not when you sit here and constantly hate on anybody else whose name does not end with James. You guys will hate, downplay. You're downplay somebody's whole career. Kevin Love's career before LeBron, according to y'all, was trash because he didn't make the playoffs. When the man literally the season before he got traded was third place for MVP votings. That doesn't matter to you guys. According to you, no playoffs, no Bron. According to you, Dwayne Wade was having trouble making the playoffs and didn't do nothing after Shaq. Therefore, he was overrated. Never mind how great and dominant he was in the 2011 finals. Somehow, someway, Wade was overrated because after Shaq left, his team wasn't as good. But let people leave LeBron. Let Kyrie leave LeBron. And how many excuses did LeBron James get? Oh, well, he made the finals that year. And then when I say, okay, but he went up against nothing because the East is horrid. DeMar DeRozan Raptors, bad. No, we can't hear that. Rookie Jason Tatum, bad. With their best player, Kyrie, out for the playoffs injured. Doesn't matter. He made it to the finals. He's the greatest. But then if I sit there and tell you, give Steph Curry all the credit for winning that 2015 finals, you guys will say, well, Kevin Love and Kyrie was hurt. Oh, so the injuries matter when they're on LeBron's team, but when they're not on LeBron's team, they don't matter. Bro, what sense does this make? This is why I say your parents must have been cousins. Because something's not working right in your head. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. But I had to really just make a video just off that alone. Because I'm tired. I'm not really tired of it. Honestly, you guys can comment whatever you want. Honestly, it doesn't, there's no skin off my bone. But sometimes I like to respond to comments because I just sit there and I just think it's funny. It makes me laugh because it's like, wow, this guy's brain is really that broken. Like, he really thinks that we're hating on LeBron just to be haters or because it's another grown man. But he really doesn't understand that he's calling the pot and the kettle black. He doesn't understand that. You're looking in the mirror. You've been hating your whole life and just haven't realized you've been hating. Isn't that funny? With that being said, though, man, shout out to Angry Old Hoops, man. We're going to get into this video real quick, man. Obviously, as you see, it's more LeBron low highlights is what I call them, man. But shout out to AOH, man. We finna get into it. Like, comment, subscribe in the door.
And bowls him over. Scottie Pippen Jr. saying, what was I supposed to do? Just move out of his way?
LeBron only had 18 points on 17 attempts in this game and had 4 free throw attempts. On nights like that, I like to look at the cases in which they didn't even count some of his attempts. As you guys know, I've shown that when LeBron shoots and doesn't make it and they call a foul, it does not count as an attempt, but he does get
every single game too, bro. How many times does this man get to the free throw? Shoots the ugliest shot you ever seen. They call it somehow a foul. Even though most of the time it's phantom fouls. And then we sit here and go, oh, LeBron James, he shot 50% of the field. Never mind the 8 free throws he got where he clearly threw up some BS. So technically, if we added 8 more to it, the shooting percentage, if the refs wasn't there to bail him in the team out, because somehow, some way, the Lakers shoot like 1,000 more free throws than any other team. If he wasn't there getting those bailouts, you really see his shooting percentage as probably being in the low 20s or high 20s, low 30s. He'd probably be like 10 for 29 every night, because LeBron, which you guys don't understand, shoots the ball over 30 times a game when you count free throws. That is ridiculous, bro. They used to crucify Kobe. Kobe was nailed to the cross when he shot that much after tearing his Achilles. The difference was he wasn't blessed to get these LeBron phantom foul calls. Had they called as many fouls for Kobe Bryant, his shooting percentage when he retired wouldn't be, what is it, 47%? So you guys couldn't even use that against him. Because really, like his last 2 seasons, it was just abysmal, but we knew why. His Achilles, his body, he was done. He was like Muhammad Ali when Muhammad Ali had his last fight that he shouldn't have fought. And it's a shame because you guys never look at that. All y'all care about is what benefits Bron and his legacy and his stats. And it's sickening. You're sick. Sick in the head, bro. You guys need therapy. Like, seriously, like real therapy, man.
Get to shoot free throws. Here's a case where he not only doesn't shoot, but doesn't even have the ball and still ends up shooting free throws. So we're going to look at that. But I'm going to spend some time wondering whether or not this was correctly called against Scottie Pippen Jr.
Nobody believed me at first, but now everyone wants one. My friends roasted me for getting scammed into...
How many blind screens have we seen LeBron James set on players over the years? Always smaller players, by the way. Cowardly, bully move.
Just like 3 weeks ago, y'all, this dude wanted to go up against Russell Westbrook. And you know, at first sight, you sit there and you go, oh, look at LeBron. He's trying to take it to, somebody he kind of got beef with. But the real reality is Russell Westbrook, the smallest dude on the court. LeBron always loves to go against somebody under 6'4". For some reason, he likes to back down the smallest person and then walk around with the too small, too little. Yes, it's the point guard. He is too little, LeBron. Why don't you go do that against the power forwards? How come I never see you backing up Giannis, dunking on him, and then flexing? Why we don't ever see that? Huh? Why we never see you flex on Kawhi, giving him the business when Kawhi was healthy? Huh? Why we never see you do that against Paul George? These are serious questions. Serious questions. You never do that on Steven Adams. I don't see it. Shame.
Away from the play has no impact on the game, but just see somebody not watching and sets a screen and just destroys them at like half court. How can that be okay, but someone can't set a screen in front of someone who is facing them? Let's also talk about the disgusting Lakers announcers.
Freedom of movement is very important in certain scenarios.
Quote, freedom of movement is very important in certain circumstances. Could you be...
Puppets. They're all puppets, bro. Sick. They're all puppets. They do it for a paycheck. Sold their souls a long time ago. Look, I understand benefiting the company and the corporation that you work for, but some of this stuff is just out of hand, man. You couldn't pay me enough to do this. You just couldn't.
Any more vague? And leave yourself more escape routes? It's very important? What's that mean? Certain circumstances? What's that mean? What's freedom of movement even mean?
This right here, too, these announcers, the entire setup is exactly why Adam Silver is getting crucified right now for what's going on with the NBA and the ratings, and why the NBA is no longer really watchable to the average viewer. This is the stuff right here, bro. They've been doing it for too long, and Adam Silver has manipulated the game to benefit players versus benefiting the game itself. And that's what honestly, in my opinion, has brought the game down to the bottom of the barrel. Like, the NBA at this point can't compete with any other major sports league because they went woke, then they went broke, then they decided to kowtow to individual players and their whimsical needs. And I tell you guys all the time, athletes, 99% of them are just dumb jocks, bro. They're Flash Thompson from Spider-Man. You get what I'm saying? And I'm being serious. Like Like I want you guys to take that and not like with real seriousness. Like they're Flash Thompson from Spider-Man, bro. They're not there to be, they're not tech savvy. They're not the smartest people in the world. They're not scientists. They're not, advocates that you should really take seriously on a high level. They're just entertainers. They're here to entertain you, but they don't know what's best for them, and they're not used to being around normal society because they've been told they were great since they were 11. Now, could you imagine since the day you were 11 being told you were a prodigy? Now, if you're in your 30s, 40s, or whatever, how your life would be compared to whatever it is now? You having to figure it out once you became an adult and live in the society that you live in. You wouldn't be able to do what you're doing now. Like, imagine never being able to have to work a regular job ever. Like, you never had to fill out paperwork and get a regular job. You just hooped your whole life and then went into media, and everywhere you went, everybody told you were the greatest thing ever and loved you, and all the ladies loved you, and you had thousands and thousands of women, and you just lived the good life. You wouldn't be the same person you was now. It's like waking up. It's like imagining an alternate reality. You were a king of a large country compared to who you are now. That's basically how athletes get to live out here. But these people are puppets. And because of that, they're not relatable. And because of that, like I said, they're basically Flash Thompson, bro.
I mean, I know that the league added verbiage around the topic of creating freedom of movement, but that's not what this is. And the league only applies the rules that they created every now and then. I mean, they certainly didn't apply it on LeBron's moving screens off the ball in the circumstances that I showed you before. Did that poor, undersized rookie, Nico Mannion, not deserve freedom of movement?
I'm not gonna lie, I caught a screen like that before, but this right here, bro, that's worse than getting punched in the face, dude. Like, honestly, if somebody did that to me purposefully, like, you probably got to square out. You probably got to square up, bro. You only get one time. And then if you seriously hurt me, and this is why, oh man, what's that dude name from the Pistons? Isaiah Stewart, bro. When he saw himself bleeding, this is why he wanted to kill LeBron. I thought it was corny as hell because I was watching, like the reactions of Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis and all of them. I thought that was corny. But if you looked at how LeBron looked, like LeBron turned into a $2 hoe, bro. He was so scared. He didn't want no smoke with Isaiah Stewart because Isaiah Stewart was finna F him up, bro. Bro, he was finna clean his clock. And he honestly should have. But those dirty little sneaky moves that LeBron gets away with, and then with your goal, if they even have a segment about it, there'll be a Nick right there defending his honor to the grave. LeBron, we know his character. His history shows he would never. That was a little odd, but it's not LeBron's character. You can't press him for one honest mistake. It wasn't even that big of a deal. That's what they do. Bought and paid for Clutch Sports clients. And that's what they do, bro. And it's a shame because that's what's leading to the destruction of the NBA as a whole. It's all started from this guy right here, Queen Ramon James right here. It all started from him, and then it trickled down to everyone else who's currently in the league and who currently needs to retire. And what he's doing now that you guys might not understand is this whole playing at 40 crap. You gotta understand, like, his goal is to play at 40 under max contract rules. So basically, he's going to pave the way to where when the greats get old, bone old, they're going to have the option of playing in their 40s while still getting paid max money because these ownerships, these whole organizations, and Adam Silver himself are just a bunch of bees, bro. They're a bunch of scaredy cats who don't have a backbone to stand up to these guys. Back in the day, it's like they didn't really force you to retire, but you kind of just retired when your game was done. You didn't try to stay and linger. You will see other players lingering around in their 40s, but the only reason they're going to be doing it is because they're going to be paid handsomely for it. Like, if you had the option of playing at 40 years old for $65 million per year, you're going to take that. The problem is you're going to drastically hinder whatever team you're on because they're going to have to give you about 33% of their salary. And it's going to a player who most likely is at best on a good team will give you 12 points a night, and on a bad team will give you 22 because he can shot jack all he wants because he's making 33% of the salary, and they get to shoot as much as they want when you make that much money. That's the sad part of what he's doing now. He's paving the way for more chaos, and most people don't see it and don't talk about it.
And the more you look at this, the worse it gets, because not only was LeBron facing the screener, not only did he see the screener, he positioned his body in anticipation for the contact. He's shielding the front of his body and choosing to continue to move forward. I'm going to get to this later, but the actual rules say that you have to make an effort to go around the screen. You are not allowed to just go through a screen because you're bigger than somebody. And let me show you this example from the past.
That right there is exactly why Angry Old Hoops is the guy, bro. Like, his deep detail into breaking this stuff down, man, is phenomenal, man. That's why I like reacting to a lot of his videos because, shoot, it takes a lot of work to really have a master understanding of what the NBA rulebook says and then counteract it when you see what they're doing in real life, which is giving us the BS.
In which LeBron James sees a screen out of the corner of his eye and decides that he's not only not going to try and go around it, but is going to lead with an elbow in an effort to go through. That should have been a flagrant. That should have been a double technical. He should have been ejected, but this was when the league was helping the Heat get past the Bulls. Let me be...
Yeah, you get ejected for that. I remember when Kobe ran over Pau Gasol and got that foul. I don't know if LeBron got called for a foul on this play. If he didn't, that should tell you the hidden agenda. But you know, sometimes there's certain players who might want to make a statement by doing some BS like what LeBron just did. But this right here just looks like something he just got away with, which makes it even worse when you watch it in that perspective.
Be very clear. Carlos Boozer is setting a legal screen. He is in position. He is in legal position and he is set. The fact that LeBron James doesn't like that there's a screen there doesn't mean he gets to break the rules because he doesn't like it. Like, what he did here is flagrant. See, this is the problem. The league has cheated for LeBron so often and for so long, I got distracted from the original intention of this video. We need to talk about LeBron's point total from the game against the Grizzlies in combination with talking about blocking fouls. Despite what the referees called here, and despite what the embarrassing Lakers announcers told the audience, which were all inaccuracies, you do have a responsibility as the offensive player to be aware of where you are and go around people in front of you.
So basically they lying to you, bro. They're lying. They're coming out, they're telling you this is what it should be, this is the rule, and then you go and look it up and you find out that they're wrong. This is why I say expose the mainstream media. They're coming out here and lying to the masses. I don't know how many people watched this game as a whole. Could have been 2 million. Could have been 3 million people. All were lied to. All of them. By the puppets. And what do you get out of it? The benefit of LeBron James. It's not even necessarily the benefit of winning a basketball game because the Lakers can get all the free throws in the world and somehow still lose. Somehow they'll still lose. Because at this point in time, like in one of my other videos, LeBron's worst games are so bad that you have to replace him. You have to get rid of him. He's not somebody who you can just, oh, if he had a few extra free throws, he'll turn his net negative to a positive. His net negative is so low that it takes too many miracles for him to turn into a positive. At that point, if the league did what they had to do to make LeBron look good in most of these bad games he has, it would be so obvious. It would be so obvious they'd probably be called under investigation. There'd probably be charges filed from the betting agencies and all the gambling spots from people wanting their money back because they know they were Tim Donaghy. You get what I'm saying? That's how bad LeBron James is. But people just act like it don't exist. You sit here, you watch it, you see it, you pay attention, you see the lies, you say, wait, that doesn't make sense. And then they keep going anyway. And LeBron is so bad at this point that even though he basically gets free throw calls for breathing, you'd have to literally stop the game every 5 seconds to call something on the other team. About 6 people would have to have 6 fouls and be fouled out every single game to make the Lakers look good. Everybody would basically have to play the end of their bench to make LeBron look like a comparable player at this point. But nah, y'all don't see that, because that's y'all queen. And we dare not talk about your queen.
There is not a rule that says everyone has to get out of your way.
Scottie Pippen Jr. saying, what was I supposed to do? Just move out of his way?
Interesting to hear the Laker announcer say.
With that being said, too, man, I'm going to make this a part 2, man. I'm already a lot of time up in here. So like, comment, subscribe, man. Part 2 is going to be out in just a few minutes, man. We up out of here.